You're listening to Albany State Talk Show Radio with Aisha Morgan, featuring Albany State alumni Sonya B.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ASU Student News Radio. I'm your host, Aisha Morgan. Thank you for tuning in today. Today's episode was actually inspired by one of our listeners, Gracie Martin. She recently put in a request asking us to share more positive stories happening right here in our community instead of only focusing on negative news. So today we're doing exactly that, Gracie. We'll be discussing two inspiring scholarship stories that not only highlight academic achievement, but also show how education can positively impact a person's lifestyle, future career, and the community around them. Joining me today is guest Sonya B, a fellow alumni from Albany State University. Thank you for being here today.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Aisha. It's a pleasure.
Yes, awesome. So thank you for joining us, Sonya, and let's jump right into the stories. Our first story comes from Sigma Gamma Rho sorority, Zeta Phi Sigma chapter in Albany, Georgia. The organization recently awarded scholarships to 13 outstanding local students. According to the article, these scholarships recognize students who have demonstrated academic excellence, leadership, and dedication to their future goals. The scholarship committee explained that investing in students today helps build stronger communities tomorrow. The Sigma Gamma Rho scholarship story is just one example of how scholarships are helping students succeed. Staying with that same theme, here's another inspiring scholarship story.
Wow!
Our second story highlights Monroe High School graduate Antonio Guest. Antonio recently received the Fair and Fair Empowering Greatness Scholarship. He plans to attend Morehouse College, where he'll major in business administration, minor in education, and serve in the National Guard. His long-term goal is to use his education and leadership skills to improve undeserved communities and create opportunities for others. These are two great examples of positive news happening in Southwest Georgia.
You're listening to Albany State Talk Show Radio with Aisha Morgan, featuring Albany State alumni Sonya B.
All right, so Sonya, after hearing these two stories, what was your first reaction? What stood out to you the most?
Well, actually, I'm inspired. We hear so much negative stuff going on in the world today, and in the climate that we live in, hearing about students and getting scholarships is rewarding. What stood out to me the most about these organizations are investing in the young people, encouraging them to continue to pursue higher education. Stories like this always reminds me that there are many positive things happening in our communities.
Yes, I agree. It's still positive news happening. So today's topic also focuses on lifestyle too. How do you think receiving a scholarship can change someone's lifestyle? Besides helping financially, what other differences could it make?
Well, it definitely can change a student's lifestyle. It can reduce the financial stress, allow them to spend more time focusing on studying and not worrying about where their finances and money's going to come from, and even giving them opportunities to have other choices to do different things that they otherwise wouldn't. It also boosts confidence because someone believes in them and invested their money in them. And so that speaks volume for those students that are receiving those scholarships. And that can be encouraging and motivating the students to work even harder.
I totally agree. But it makes you do like fear of missing out. So if they can get it, I can get it. So Antonio guessed he plans to attend Morehouse College while serving in the National Guard. What does that say about his character? What do you consider him a role model?
Absolutely. It speaks volume for his character because he's being committed and responsible to his not only his community, but to his school and to himself. Balancing college and military services won't be easy, but it says that he's willing to work hard to achieve his goals while also serving his country. I think students can definitely look up to someone like him because he's focused on making a positive difference.
Yes, positive difference. So both articles highlight leadership and community involvement. Why do you think organizations value those qualities just as much as good grades?
Grades are important, but leadership shows how a student uses their knowledge to help others. In the community, being involved demonstrates compassion, responsibility, and willingness to make a difference. Scholarship organizations want to invest in students who have the courage and the heart to continue to give back after they graduate.
Yes. And so earlier I mentioned that today's episode was inspired by one of our listeners, Gracie Martin. She requested more positive community news from our station. Why do you think listeners enjoy hearing positive stories like these?
Positive stories always remind us that good times are happening every day, even though we don't always hear them. They can motivate people, especially young students, to believe that they can accomplish anything and they can do great things too. I think more radio stations should include more uplifting stories because this is what inspires and encourages people to continue to have hope and support one another.
Yes, I totally agree. So, last question. If a high school student was listening today, right now, and hoped to earn a scholarship one day, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them to stay focused, work hard, always believe in themselves, and stay involved in the school community and never stop applying for scholarships. Don't let rejection discourage them. One closed door doesn't mean another won't open, because every application is an opportunity. You work hard today and you can open doors that you never imagined tomorrow.
Yes, come on. So, y'all, yes, these are some words, some wonderful words of encouragement. Gracie Martin's listener request reminded us that positive news deserves just as much attention as negative headlines. Congratulations again to all 13 Sigma Gamma Rho scholarship recipients and to Antonio Guest on receiving the Fair and Fair Empowering Greatness scholarships. Stories like these remind us that education, leadership, and determination truly have the power to transform lives. Sonya, thank you for joining me today. The conversation was amazing. And also to Gracie Martin, and thank you to everyone listening. You would like us to discuss a future topic on ASU Student News Radio, send us your ideas. We love to hear from you. I'm Aisha Morgan. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
Thank you.
Yay! You're listening to Albany State Talk Show Radio with Aisha Morgan, featuring Albany State alumni Sonya B.